Alrighty. Okay. We're going to attempt to do this in one take as usual. So I wanted to make a video about something that I had going on with my headset. So what I have here is my Vive Pro 1 headset, and within about, say, 3 months of playing it, I noticed that the left side has started to cut out, or had started to cut out. So surfing the internet, I looked at some different things that you could do. One guy went into the whole process of taking this apart and using the Vive Deluxe, I believe, the Vive Deluxe audio strap parts to rebuild this and make this work. Mine was just basically, there wasn't an audio issue, it was just literally cutting out. I would give it taps while I was playing, and it would start to work again. So I originally was thinking that it could be that issue, and the wires in here, maybe from just moving, may have caused some type of damage. So I was looking at that, and then I did some more reading about how this actually connects. I read that if you just tighten the connection back here that I'll talk about with the screw, that can help it because it has 4 points with like a spring-loaded connection to it. And if the 4 points from the actual headset are not pressing completely on the spring portion, that's what you'll get. What we'll do is we'll flip our headset over. Some people will take out the center part, but for this reason I won't. So you pick the side in which you're having troubles, mine being the left. So first what you do is you take out your foam piece that covers the connection where the actual earbud connects, and then a fairly small screwdriver. In this case, I'm going to use a flat blade because it kind of gets in that little screw a little bit better. And then again, just be super careful. Take it out because you don't want to be stripping that screw. So lefty loosey, righty tighty. So just back it out enough so that the actual earbud itself is just going to kind of pop off. Then I'll come over to the camera and show you what I'm talking about. So on this guy here, on the actual earbud, you'll see those 4 points. So those are spring loaded, pushing outward. So what we need to do is make sure that that is making full contact with the points that are on the helmet. On the helmet, they are basically just metal kind of tabs, which I can show you here. So you'll see on the helmet, I apologize if the focus isn't perfect, but on those are just kind of metal connection tabs. So there's no spring to that. So if the spring on that guy isn't strong enough to push against that, all 4 points are not going to connect. So what I did was just take a soldering iron, your standard, nothing fancy soldering iron, and heated up solder, just had it kind of sit on the edge of the end of the solder and just kind of let it, being hot, drip down onto this, kind of like touching it with the solder. So you're not heating this component. That's the biggest thing that I wanted to avoid. You're not going to be, putting your soldering iron on that and then um, heating the soldering off that because I don't know what's behind there that you could possibly burn or wreck. So kind of having it just the heat of the soldering iron and then just it kind of drops on it and it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't make a cold solder joint or anything. And that was enough to kind of raise the surface so that then when these push against it, it's enough pressure. So originally, I could have just went in and I did tighten it, but after maybe a week would go by and again, it would start cutting out. So now that I've done this, it's completely fixed the cutting out portion of this and fixed that because obviously you'd be in a game and someone would be on your left side and you couldn't hear them, so it's a disadvantage. So something like Pop 1 when you're playing it's a big disadvantage. So just to show you how super simple, so you've seen how easy it came off. The biggest thing is there's a little tab here on the bottom so you can't mess it up. It can only go in the headset one way. What I do is just put pressure against that screw And one second, put pressure against it. And I slowly let it kind of suck its way in because you don't want to cross thread the screws. Because obviously, if you do that, you're not going to be able to get it tight enough. Uh, that'll be more of a problem to begin with. So, again, yeah, just having trouble again, but I want to start that straight. Bear with me. No, takes maybe 25, 30 turns. So, again, make sure that that is lined up. Bring that in snug. There's a little plastic kind of washer that kind of pushes out. Now, don't over tighten it, and we're talking just finger tight. Just turn it. Don't crank it. Don't strip it, because then you're not going to be able to get it off for future in case you decide that you want to switch to maybe a wireless earbud, because that would have been your choice if that is completely um, toast and you wouldn't be able to just do this fix. Then you can get caps that go on these, but in order to even take that off, you still have to be able to remove that screw. So other than that, for that um, fix for me, the only thing it really truly costed me was a screwdriver set. So as long as you've got a screwdriver set that has something as small as that little tiny screwdriver, give that a shot before you toss out those. Save yourself a couple dollars. Um, they don't have to buy a deluxe audio strap and take the pieces out. Give this a shot first. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. You can find me on Twitch there at my address on the bottom as well. And if you like the content and you want me to make another video on something else, Vive related, Vive Pro, or even if you have a question of how I did something, what I'm doing to make it work better, drop a line in the comments. I pretty much always answer comments, and I'll continue to make more content as it comes along. So I much appreciate it. Please follow, like, subscribe, so I can continue to make content and to grow my channel. Thank you kindly. And again, I'll meet you on the other side.